Hi friends, in this video we are going to discuss about Perl arrays, how the array can be used in the Perl language. An array is a variable that stores an ordered list of scalar values. Array variables are preceded by @sign. Okay, so always arrays variables are declared, you can say declared with the help of @sign. To refer a single element of an array, we will use the $sign with a variable name followed by an index of the particular element which we want in the square brackets. Okay, so here is the example. We have the first line, that is a Perl interpreter line or shebang, and next is ampersand, sorry, okay, @ages. So @ages, now the ages become the array variable which stores the multiple values, say 25, 30, 40. Similarly, names will store John, Paul, Lisa, Kumar. Okay, now with the help of print function we are printing the value, and backward slash is the escape sign which as usual prints this dollar symbol. When the dollar symbol as usual it prints, the rest of the ages of 0 also prints as usual. But when it encounter the next dollar symbol and ages, now it is going to print the value of the variable which is available in the index number 0. Okay, that is 25. You can see at the bottom. Okay, the result of this program is 25. Similarly, the second print statement also prints this dollar symbol as usual because of the escape sign. Okay, now you can see age of 1. Okay, now the value of ages of index number 1, that is 30, is going to print. Similarly, the index index number 2's value, that is 40, is going to print. Okay, now the fourth print statement we are using to print the names of index number 0, 1 and 2. Okay, in 0 we have John, Paul, in first index we have Lisa, and second index we have Kumar. So all these three names are going to print one by one. Okay, so this is how we can use the array and assign the value and then print those values. Now creation of the array, or how to create the array. Okay, so as I said in the previous slide, with the @sign you can able to create the array in the Perl language, because array variables are prefixed with the @sign and populated using either parenthesis or QW operator. So both the examples I have illustrated in this slide. Okay, the first line 1, 2, hello. Hello is the string, and 1 and 2 are the numeric values. Okay, both these three values are closed in the parenthesis. So this is the first method. Okay, and second method is QW operator. Okay, so with the help of QW operator we use // as the second line uses the QW operator. Okay, after QW // operator, which returns a list of strings. Okay, separating the delimited string by white space. It means that I use one / and then I write this is an array, and one more / I'm using, because QW uses // okay, the combination of QW character and // becomes the QW operator. Now whatever I mentioned here, this is an array, becomes the 4 strings. This is one string, is second one, and third one, and array is the fourth one. Okay, now this means that you can use the different lines as shown in below. Okay, either you can use in this manner or you can use in this manner. Okay, so right, days array variable equals to QW / Monday, in next line Tuesday, in next line Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, now I want to close this list, so just I am putting a forward slash and putting semicolon. So this is the end of the list, and all these list values are going to assign to days. Okay, now you can also populate an array by assigning each values individually as follows. This is the another method. Dollar symbol array index value, that is 0, equals to Monday, and next is dollar symbol array index value 1 equals to Tuesday dash dash. Similarly, dollar symbol array index value 6 equals to Sunday. So in this fashion also you can populate an array. Okay, now how you can access the array elements in Perl language. Okay, now just only we have seen how you can assign, populate the string values to array. Okay, now when accessing individual elements from an array, you must prefix the variable with the dollar symbol and then append the element index within the square bracket after the name of the variable. Okay, name of the variable, we must have the index. Okay, the element which want to append, right, or which want to access or which want to print has to be mentioned in the square bracket. That index or index number or index value of the particular element in a square bracket just after the name of the variable. The name of the variable is days. Days is an array variable which holds the Monday, Tuesday dash dash Sunday. Okay, so all the values are there in the days, but where it stores the Monday in index value 0, where it stores the Sunday in index number 6. Okay, now here in this example we are using some of the print statements by which we are printing the days of index 0, that is Monday, days of index 1, that is Tuesday, days of index 2, that is Wednesday. Okay, days of index 6, that is Sunday. Now what is -1, right? -1 means the initial value is 0. Okay, so 0 means if you go back the and assign -1, then it prints the Sunday. Okay, Saturday is -2, Friday is -3, Thursday is -4, Wednesday is -5, Tuesday is -5, and -6, and Monday is -7. Okay, in this fashion it takes the negative values also for our index. Okay, now just you can see after days of index 6 which prints the Sunday, again -1 that prints the Sunday, and -7 prints the Monday. Okay, now sequential numbers of array. So how we can generate the sequential numbers in array? Just by using the dot dot operator, which is called the range operator, we can perform this operation. Okay, because Perl offers a shortcut for sequential numbers and letters. Shortcut means we have to specify starting and ending value, and we have to use the range operator between starting and ending value, so that it works as a shortcut for a sequential numbers or letters. Okay, rather than typing out each element when counting to 100. Okay, for example, we can do something like this. In this example we have illustrated this. So after the Perl interpreter statement, we have used @var_10. This is first array variable which holds 1 to 10 values. Now you can see I have mentioned 1, dot dot operator, that is range operator, then 10. Okay, it will print 1 to 10 values, right? Now @var_20 which prints 10 to 20 values, @var_abc which prints A to Z values. Okay, print, we are printing the values of var_10 which prints 1 to 10, and similarly var_20 prints 10 to 20, var_abc prints A to Z. Okay, now here the dot dot is called as a range operator, as I said. Okay, now this will be the output of this program. Coming to the array size, the size of an array can be determined using the scalar context on the array. The returned value will be the number of element in the array. Okay, now we have declared array @array equals to opening parenthesis 1 comma 2 comma 3 and closing parenthesis semicolon. So 1 2 3 are the three keys, or we can say the elements which we have in the array. Okay, now if we print the size, right, size colon in double quote, so it is a string, it prints as usual on the output screen, scalar at the rate, okay, array, so which prints 3. Okay, scalar because how many individual values are there? 3. The size will become 3 will be printed on the screen. The value returned will be always be the physical size of the array, not the number of valid elements. Okay, you can demonstrate this and the difference between scalar @array and $# array. Okay, by using this program you can understand the difference between the scalar ampersand array and $# array. Okay, now @array equals to 1 2 3, so we have assigned 3 values or elements to array, and array opening square bracket 50 closing square bracket, so the size of the array is 50, okay, equals to 4. We are assigning the 4th element, right? Already 1 2 3 elements assigned, and this one is the 4th element, right? Now $symbol size equals 2, so $symbol size means it is a variable, the size is a variable, okay, which takes the value of @array. Okay, so @array, so that is 51 is going to store in the size. Okay, already one value is appended, now it become 51. $symbol max underscore index, that is equals to $symbol #array. Okay, so what it returns? It returns the hash returns the index value. The highest index value is 50. Okay, if we declare array size is 50, then the highest index value becomes size minus 1, that is 49. Okay, but here the size is 50, after that we are adding one more element, so size become 51, so highest index value is 50. Okay, now with the help of print we are printing the size, that is 51, max index. Okay, so max index and $symbol max underscore index value, this is this variable value, that is 50. Okay, so like this the output will produce. Adding and removing elements in array. Okay, so we use some of the functions which are also called as built-in functions. Okay, we have already used in data structure push and pop functions. So the push function is used to add the new element or new content into the list, whereas the pop operation performs the deletion. Okay, so it deletes one element from the given list. Okay, so Perl provides a number of useful functions to add and remove the elements in an array. You may have a question, what is a function? So far we have used the print function, right, to print the various value. Similarly, there are various other functions, sometimes called subroutines, which can be used for various other functionalities. Okay, now I have mentioned serial number, type and description. The type is push, okay, @array, comma, list. Assume that we have a list, okay, and already in that list we have some of the names, 3 to 4 names we have added. Okay, now if I use the push, I can use one more element and I can append that element into the given list. Okay, so the push pushes the value of the list on to the end of the array. Assume that we have 4 names. Okay, so Sidhu, Chetan, Dheeraj, Nagraj. Okay, I am adding one more name as a Sharnu, so that name will be added at the last. Okay, pop @array. So pop operation which returns the last value of the array or deletes the last value. So just only we added Sharnu, that was our fifth element. So if I perform the pop operation, the Sharnu will be deleted. Okay. Now shift the value of the array off and returns it, shorten the array by 1 and moving everything down. Now instead of removing the last element, if I want to remove the first element, then I will use the shift, okay, which removes the first element and moves all the elements down. Okay. Unshift @array comma list. Okay, unshift. As I said in the first example, if I push the Sharnu, it will display at the last. Okay, it will be added at the last. But I want that Sharnu name to be added first before Nagraj, Chetan, Sidhu and all. Okay, then I will use unshift. Okay, so which you can see prepends the list to the front of the array and return the number of elements in the new array. Okay, let us see all these functions, how it will work in the Perl by using this program. Okay, create a simple array. Now I am going to create a simple array. I have used @coins. Okay, I have 3 elements. Okay, quarter, dime and nickel. So all these 3 I am going to print with the print statement. Okay, serial number 1 dot, okay, escape sign which escapes this ampersand, sorry, @ and as usually it prints. Now you can see this will be the output, ampersand, okay, ampersand or @ coins, @ okay, equals to @coins. Okay, so whatever the values are there in the coins, quarter, dime and nickel is going to print. Okay, now I am using the push function. Okay, opening parenthesis is there and @coins comma, okay, the list, that is the penny. What I want to add? Penny. Now in the previous example, here is the list means what you want to add. Now I want to add this penny, so where it will add? At the last. Okay, when I print the coins, now you can see penny is added at the last. Okay, in the list it will be added at the last. Now go to the third example, that is unshift. Okay, unshift. So in unshift, what happens? If I add this dollar, the dollar will be added first. Okay, and rest of the character take place. Okay, sorry for disturbance. Okay, now in the fourth you can see shift. Okay, shift shift means it will remove the first element, that is dollar, and you can see quarter, dime and nickel. Okay, now slicing array elements, we can also extract a slice from an array. That is, you can select more than one item from an array in order to produce another array. Okay, for example, in this program I am just taking out the slice 3, 4, 5 from the days. Okay, now in the days we have all the days of the weeks. Okay, from that I am just getting out 3, 4, 5. So the 3, 4, 5 are the index values. Okay, in index number 3 there is a Thursday, index number 4 Friday, index number 5 Saturday. So these values, or you can say the strings, will store into the weekends. When I print weekends, it will print Thursday, Friday and Saturday. So in this fashion I can perform this operation. And even though I can use dot operator, range operator, okay, so 3 to 5, then also I can get the same kind of output. Okay. Replacing array elements. How we can replace the array elements? Okay. Splice function we are going to use. Okay. So which has the following syntax. Okay. Splice, then @array comma offset opening square bracket, then the length, okay, and then the list. Okay. So this function removes the element of @array designated by offset. Offset means where to start, okay, from which place to start, and the length means how many replacement elements are there. So 4, 5, 3, how many we want to replace the elements, and places them with the list. Okay. If specified, finally it returns the element removed from the array. Okay. Now shebang @nums, okay, equals to 1 range operator 20. So 1 to 20, you can see before 1 to 20 values are going to print with this print statement, and thereafter I am using splice. Okay. Now carefully understand, splice opening parenthesis is there, okay, and @nums, as I mentioned in the syntax, array is a nums, okay, comma offset, that is 5. Okay. So where to start? Start from the index number 5. Length, I just missed one more 5. After this comma, one more 5 is there. Okay. 5 comma 5 comma 21 dash dot 25. Okay. So that 5 specifies the length, how many elements to be replaced in a given list. Okay. The list is 21 to 25. So this list replaces the 5 values of the existing list. Now you can see, after if I print the nums, it prints 1 to 5, okay, and it replaces the 6th element, because I mentioned the offset 5. 5 means start with the 5th index. Okay. It started with the 5th index, that is 6 number, and the length I specified is 5. As I said, I didn't mention here, so there is 5 comma 5. Okay. So number of elements is replaced is 5. Okay. So where is the list? Which one has to replace? 21 to 25 has to be replaced. Okay. Now 6 is replaced by 21, and 7 is replaced by 22, 8 is replaced by 23, 9 is replaced by 24, and 10 is replaced by 25, and as usual the rest of the list is going to display. Okay. So here is the actual replacement, begins with the 6th number. Okay. Now sorting the array. After having the array and various functions, okay, the sort is also the important part of the array concept. Okay. So this function sorts each element of an array according to the ASCII number standards. In ascending order, we can sort out all the list. Okay. This function sorts the list and returns the sorted array value. If subroutine is specified, then specified logic inside the subroutine is applied while sorting the element. Okay. If you are specifying the subroutines, and that subroutine will specify what kind of logic we are mentioned under the subroutine. Based on that, the sorting will take place. So here we have one more example of the program where we have mentioned pizza, steak, chicken, and burger. So these 4 elements is going to store in foods. Okay, and we are printing foods as usual to know how it will display. So before colon, pizza, steak, chicken, burgers. Okay. Thereafter sort this array. After sorting, how it will display? We are performing sort operation with the help of sort function, opening parenthesis @foods. Okay. So sorting is applied on food. Okay. And sorted value will store in @foods variable, and we are using print statement to print the @foods. Now how it will display? burger, chicken, pizza, steak. Okay, earlier the pizza was the first and steak was the second. Now here the steak was the last and second last is the pizza. Okay, so this is how the sort of array can be take place in Perl. There is a special variable which we use, that is the dollar symbol and opening square bracket. Okay, because so far we have seen that the simple variables which we define in our program and used them to store and print the scalar and array values. Okay, Perl provides numerous special variables which have their predefined meaning, right? Similarly, we have a special variable which is written as dollar symbol and opening square bracket. This special variable is a scalar containing the first index of all arrays, because Perl array have zero based indexing. Always we start our indexing value with the 0. Okay, now with the help of dollar and opening square bracket, we can specify the index value, the initial index value. Okay, so it is recommended not to use any other indexing other than the 0. However, let us take an example to show the uses of dollar and opening square bracket variable. Okay, so in this example you can see again I am using foods array variable to store pizza, steak, chicken, burger. Okay, we are not putting a sort function to sort out the elements. Okay, just we are printing the foods before pizza, steak, chicken, burger, as usually it prints. Okay, now let us reset the index of all the array. Right, now pizza's index is 0, steak is 1, chicken is 2, burger is 3. Okay, now what happens when I use this dollar and opening square bracket equals to 1? So I am setting the 1 value as a index value. Okay, it doesn't start from a 0, it starts from a 1. Now in a print statement, what I am doing, food at. Okay, so escape sign at the rate foods square bracket 1, it prints as usual. Okay, then after colon dollar symbol foods, it is a variable. Okay, in the foods variable, right, the index 1 means we need to print steak, but what it display pizza, and foods of index 2 it displays steak, because by default we have set the index value 1. Okay, with the help of dollar symbol and opening square bracket. So this is the use of the special variable in the Perl. Okay, now let us understand how we can merge the arrays. Okay, now merging the array, because an array is just a comma operated sequence of values, you can combine them together as shown below. Okay, so at the rate numbers equals to 1, 3, the two elements. Assume that this is other array 4, 5, 6. So we are adding both the values. When we print, it will print 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now just see the second example. So we have used two different arrays, say odd 1, 3, 5 values are there. In even array we have 2, 4, 6. Now we want to combine both these. Okay, so now what we are doing, we are using one more array variable, that is numbers equals to opening parenthesis at the rate odd comma at the rate even. Okay, so first it will display the value, it is going to append, okay, or assign odd variable values to numbers. After assigning this, right, comma means the end of the odd, then go to the even. Okay, so after assigning 1, 3, 5 to numbers, the next 2, 4, 6 will be assigned. Now this number holds 1, 3, 5 and 2, 4, 6. When numbers is printed, now it will going to display 1, 3, 5 and 2, 4, 6. So this is how we can merge the arrays in the Perl. Selecting elements from list. Okay, the list notation is identical to that for arrays. You can extract an element from an array by appending square brackets to the list and giving one or more indices. Okay, now let us see this example. Dollar symbol var variable equals to 5 comma 4 comma 3 comma 2 comma 1. Okay, and after that I am using square bracket and 4 means the index value. Okay, what we are going to so here we are notating, or we are just assigning the 4 index value to var. When the var is going to print, it will display 1. Okay, so we are appending the square bracket to array. So square bracket to array means that is the 4 will be assigned to var. When the dollar symbol var is going to print by the print statement, it will print 1, because var is holding a square bracket index value, that is 4. The 4th index contains 1 and it is display 1. Okay, similarly we can extract slices through without the requirement for a leading @ character. Okay, @ list 5 4 3 2 1. Okay, 1 range operator 3. Right, now we are printing a list. Okay, now what will the list will display? It start the index value 1. In the index value 1 we have 4. Range operator means starting and ending. In between there is a 2, so 2 means the index value 2 contain 3 value, it is going to display 3. Okay, and third index contains then a value 2, and that 2 value is going to display. So this is how we can use the selecting an element from a list. Okay, so thank you for watching.